What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Talking with Me, episode 180. Today we're talking about college news, and we got the AP polls being unbelievable again. College hockey is back, and sponsorships are coming to uniforms for next year. So let's head straight into it. So we'll start off in college football today. We got more news than just college football. Therefore, we got college hockey, and we have some stuff not centered around college football that we'll end it on with the cleanup. So let's head into it now. So let's start off with college football. Arkansas head coach Sam Pittman has been fired after the loss to Notre Dame 56-13. Not really surprised. Arkansas has not been good the last couple years. And after that loss, a very bad loss, not even close on your home soil, I understand the firing there. Oregon running back Makai Hughes has requested a redshirt year for the remainder of the season. Last year at Tulane, 14 touchdowns, 1,400 yards. This year, not that much carries, and I just expect him to want to play with this team longer and keep that year of eligibility despite not playing very much. Iowa State corner Jeremiah Cooper out for the year with torn ligament in his knee. They did not disclose what ligament or how much there is, but they did say he's done for the season. Arizona State and Kansas, we talked about this last 2 weeks ago, I think, that they were potentially going to play in London at Wembley. That is now 100% confirmed. September 19, 2026, ASU versus Kansas at Wembley Stadium, the first game to ever be played in England for college football. This is huge for both programs. Arizona State being a program on the rise, in my opinion. Kansas, who's had some very good years the last couple seasons. They have a very good quarterback right now in Jalen Daniels. I think that they could be a very big eye to the public as, hey, maybe Kansas is the real deal kind of thing. So both programs benefiting a lot from this. Tickets will actually go on sale on Wednesday, October 8th, so very soon. So if you're interested in that, make sure you guys keep an eye out on where to buy those tickets. I'm not sure exactly where they said that you could buy them, but October 8th are the first day of availability for these tickets. And speaking of tickets, Baylor is now going to be punishing their students for not attending games, even though they have a ticket for them. Recently, Baylor has reached out to a lot of students who have, quote unquote, not attended a game despite claiming a ticket to the football games. Their biggest thing is they want more people at the stadium. Team hasn't been looking 100%. I would say expectations are a little bit low, in other words, actually. But it sounds like they'd be punishing their students for not attending these games. They have said that if you want to return these tickets, even though you know you're not going to be going to the games, you could do so through the app by Thursday afternoon. Again, I don't think there's going to be a lot of people returning tickets despite having one and knowing that they potentially are not going to go. Why would you return it at that point? Who cares? But the school had this to say: Baylor's student ticket policy are designed to give as many students as possible the chance to attend football games. Students who miss games without returning ticket face restrictions, while those who sell, attempt, or sell and transfer tickets improperly risk losing access for the rest of the year. So I figure this is not just going to be for football. This is going to be for their other sports as well, that if you claim tickets, you are not going to be able to keep on getting it if you do not attend those games that you do claim. The other bad thing is a lot of students have come out and said, I have received an email about this, and I have attended actually all 3 home games for Baylor this season. So I don't know how they're going to regulate that. They got to figure that out, because you can't punish people that are going and not punish people that aren't going, because there is going to be that 50-50 mixed match there. So they got to figure it out, but really interesting to see Baylor coming out with that. So now let's head into game recaps from last week. We'll start off with Friday's games. Number 24, TCU lost to Arizona State 24-27. A really good game by both teams. Really much a tale of two halves. TCU looked dominant in the first half. ASU looked dominant in the second half. ASU coming out on top there. Number 8, Florida State lost to Virginia 38-46 in overtime. A really big win for the Cavaliers. Florida State, kind of surprisingly lost that one. Castellanos gave them a chance. A couple of missed opportunities there with the wide receivers. But overall, Florida State dropping that one in double overtime. Number 6, Oregon beat number 3, Penn State in double overtime, 30-24. Whiteout at Penn State, a really hard atmosphere to play at. You could tell in the beginning of the first half that was really difficult for both teams actually to get some offense going. Ended up being a double overtime game with Oregon winning on a interception to seal the deal. Number 4, LSU lost to number 13, Ole Miss, 19-24. Really good win by the Rebels. At the beginning of the year, I don't know if I mentioned on the program, but I am kind of over Ole Miss. They've done it this in the past where they look really good and they fall off near the end because they can't beat a team that they should, and the wheels fall off. This year, it seems like maybe Ole Miss is doing kind of in the same thing where they're looking really good. They have potential to be a top team in the nation. Now, can they stick with it? I don't know. My opinions, I don't think it's going to happen, but we will wait and see. A really big win, though, regardless, against LSU. Number 17, Alabama beat number 5, Georgia, 24-21. A huge win for the Tide. It moves them into a better spot in the SEC now, where Georgia now is questionable if they even have Alabama's number. It seems like Kirby Smart struggles the most against Alabama. Can he get over the hump sooner or later? I don't know. I would have thought Georgia would have won that game pretty easily. Alabama looked really good in that game. A couple missed opportunities, though, for the Dogs, but overall, big win for the Tide. Auburn lost to number 9, Texas A&M, 10-16, a really close game there. Number 11, Indiana beat Iowa 20-15. Number 15, Tennessee beat Mississippi State in overtime, 41-34. Really close game there, really entertaining game. Back and forth there. Number 16, Georgia Tech beat Wake Forest in overtime, 30-29. Wake Forest went for 2 in the first overtime. Did not get that. Sealed the deal for the Jackets. Number 21, USC lost on a walk-off field goal to number 23, Illinois, 32-34. Number 22, Notre Dame, as we mentioned at the top of the show, beat Arkansas 56-13. Number 25, BYU beat Colorado 24-21. And lastly, UCLA lost to Northwestern 14-17. UCLA is one of these teams that might go winless to finish off the year. They are not favored in any games moving forward. I think their closest spread as of right now is the Maryland game, and I think it's around 7.5 as of right now or so. Not really good for UCLA at all. They don't have a head coach moving forward. They don't have a good roster. Iamaleava has not looked really good at all. And to lose to Northwestern, a team that really has not been good in a long time, it's not a good situation for the Bruins, not looking really good moving forward. So maybe they get one win, but it's going to be really tough for that UCLA team. Now let's move into the top 25. Ohio State stays put at number 1. Oregon, with their big win, gets a plus 4-2. Miami drops 1-3. Ole Miss with a plus 9-4. Oklahoma gets a plus 2-5. Texas A&M gets a plus 3-6. Penn State jumps 4-7. Indiana gets a plus 3-8. Texas with a plus 1-9. Alabama gets a plus 7-10. Texas Tech gets a plus 1-11. Georgia drops 7-12. LSU drops 9-13. Iowa State and Tennessee stay put at 14 and 15. Vanderbilt gets a plus 2-16. Georgia Tech drops 1-17. Florida State drops 10-18. Missouri gets a plus 1-19. Michigan drops 1-20. Notre Dame and Illinois gets a plus 1-21 and 22. BYU gets a plus 2-23. And Virginia and Arizona State go from unranked to 24 and 25. The dropouts this week was number 21 USC, number 24 TCU. Other receiving votes, the top 5 of the receiving votes: USF at 53, Utah at 52, Mississippi State at 46, Memphis at 38, and Louisville at 36. Now, talking about the rankings, we're not going to talk too much about it, but I still got gripes. I will say, though, Vanderbilt and Virginia, a little note here, in the same top 25 for the AP polls for the first time since October 28th, 1947. Yes, these two teams are never really all that great, especially not at the same time. Vanderbilt's highest ranking at 16 since 2016, and Virginia's first ranking in the top 25 since 2019. So congrats to those two squads there. But now let's look at this ranking here. Ohio State, totally agree. Number 1, they look great. They looked really good against Washington, a high-scoring offense, and their defense shut them down. Really nice performance there. Oregon, you go on the road, you play a top 3 team in the nation, you deserve to be ranked high. Number 2, perfect spot for Oregon. Miami just unfortunately gets dropped down to 3. That's not their fault. I think it's just because Oregon played so well. Ole Miss at 4 is really surprising. Yes, I know Ole Miss beat LSU, but they beat them at home. The game wasn't a blowout. LSU didn't look all that bad in that game. And for them to drop from 4 to 13 and from Ole Miss to go to 13 to 4, I just do not agree with that. Ole Miss should be ranked higher than 13, but just going up to 4, in my opinion, is not the move. Oklahoma at 5, congrats to them, but I don't think it's going to stick without John Mateer in the lineup. A&M at 6 is really high. Penn State at 7, I think, is perfect. I think that is a great spot for them. I could say even at 6, if Ole Miss should not be in there, then I think probably Penn State should go up to 6. But I'm fine with them at 7. They lost, but they lost to a good team, and it was a close game. Fine by me. Indiana, Texas, Alabama, kind of fine. Alabama at 10 is just surprising in my opinion, but it's SEC bias, so we're just going to see that. But Georgia dropping down all the way to 12, despite losing by 1 score. Kind of surprising. Again, I just don't know where the AP polls are going with this. I mean, Virginia and ASU getting ranked, okay, cool. ASU, in my opinion, has had better games and better results than Virginia, so I think they should be higher. BYU struggled against Colorado, going up to 23. They're lucky, in my opinion. So the polls, I think, are just terrible. They're bad week after week. There's some good rankings. There's a lot more really bad rankings. And this week, again, I just do not think they reflect what these teams are doing. So I think this might be one of the worst years when it comes to AP poll rankings. And a lot of coaches say that they do not care about the rankings. This is the kind of year where I would even say the same thing. I really do not care about the rankings. I care more about what the teams' performances are. And I think majority of the people agree that these rankings are not what the public would agree with. So we'll move on, though. We'll move on to underdog picks. This last week, I had UCF at plus 6.5. They got smoked by 14 to Kansas State, a 34-20 loss. This week, I got number 24, Virginia, a road underdog against Louisville. Louisville's a good team. They're ranked just outside the top 25. I think they're around 29 or 20 or 30 right there. They're ranked 30th, quote-unquote 30th. So a really good game between these two. I think Virginia has a chance to keep it close. They're coming off a good win against Florida State. I think they keep it close. I think they could win on the road against the Cardinals. Could be a very good game regardless, though. Really big ACC implications for those two. So let's head into top games to pay attention to this week. I got 4 here. Number 16, Vanderbilt versus number 10, Alabama. Give me Alabama in that game. Vanderbilt is lucky to be here. Number 24, Virginia versus Louisville. I'm going with my underdog pick. Gotta keep going with Virginia with the win. Number 3, Miami versus number 18, Florida State. I think Florida State upsets here. They're at home. They're coming off a tough loss. It's their first loss of the year. Really good team in Miami coming into town. I think Florida State bounces back. They get the win there. Mississippi State versus number 6, Texas A&M. Really tough game for Mississippi State, but with them beating Arizona State, I gotta be a big Bulldogs fan for the rest of the year. I think Mississippi State actually has a good chance to keep it close. Win is another thing. I'm still going to pick Mississippi State, but I would not be surprised to see Texas A&M pull off the win in that one, especially at home as well. All right, let's head to college hockey now, where we start off in the news where Michigan announced that they got a new special assistant to the head coach, and that is the newly acquired Max Pacioretty. He officially retired from the NHL recently, and he is going back into the hockey world as a college coach. So special assistant to the head coach really gives off that office vibes of assistant to the regional manager, Dwight and Michael Scott kind of situation there. But regardless, I think Pacioretty's a very good player. He's probably got a lot of knowledge to give to these young kids here. So we'll see how that moves forward with the team there. But with honestly not a lot to talk about when it comes to college hockey, since it's going to be the first weekend of the season. So we got top 25 and we got a couple games to pay attention to. No predictions for me beginning of the season. But I will say, watch out for the NCHC. I think the NCHC is really good again this year. But there's been a lot of changing rosters throughout the year. So honestly, we'll just wait and see the next couple of weeks to see what happens and see how certain teams mesh with their new teammates here. So let's head into the top 25 though. Western Michigan, the national champions from last year, gets to be the number 1 team in the nation to start off the year. Number 2, Boston University. Number 3, Michigan State. Number 4, Denver. Number 5, Penn State. Number 6, Boston College. Number 7, Minnesota. Number 8 has Maine and Providence. Nobody at number 9. Number 10 has UConn and North Dakota. Nobody at number 11. Michigan at 12, Quinnipiac at 13, Arizona State at 14, UMass at 15, Cornell at 16, Ohio State at 17, Minnesota State at 18, Wisconsin at 19, and number 20 has Clarkson and St. Thomas in there. Other than receiving votes, the top 5 next teams: Colorado College, Northeastern, UMass Lowell, Minnesota Duluth, and Notre Dame. So those will be the top 25s going into week 1. Kind of surprised that we have teams sharing pole positions to start out the year, but well, whatever. I mean, we got our top 20 to start off the year. Top games of the weekend. Honestly, not a lot of ranked opponents to really note here. And then again, we don't know what to expect for some of these teams. But number 13, Quinnipiac versus number 6, Boston College should be great. And number 5, Penn State versus number 14, Arizona State. Those games will actually be on NHL YouTube and NHL Network because Gavin McKenna will be playing his first collegiate games of the year. So he will be in attendance at Arizona State this upcoming weekend. And so it should be a great matchup between those two teams. Very curious to see what McKenna is able to do this year at Penn State. All right, let's head to the cleanup now. We'll start off with the Arizona board agreeing to approve Arizona State's plans of $100 million renovations to their basketball facility and a $35 million indoor football facility renovations and upgrades. The construction is set to begin on January 2027. And for the basketball plans, they should be done around December of 2029. And for football, it will be February of 2028. So this is huge news for Arizona State, bringing a lot of money. This is going to be good for recruiting and things like that. So really big news for Arizona State there. College athletics announced that they are expected to allow uniform sponsorship patches for the upcoming season. I mean, that will be for fall of 2020. What is it? 26? 2025 right now? Yeah, 25. Fall of 2026. That will be expected to be passed. Most likely will be similar to professional leagues that we see in the States right now, where we have NBA with the small patch on the arm or on the chest right there, MLB with the arm one, NHL with the same thing as the NBA one, a little one on the chest there. Now, I don't really like it at all. I understand it's a business and money is necessary to run these businesses, but again, just do not like it at all when it comes to any sport outside of NASCAR and soccer. I do not want to see sponsors on the uniforms. Now, going back to soccer, what are soccer team uniforms going to look like for college? Are they going to start looking like professional overseas soccer or MLS soccer, where you got the main sponsor on the front, arm sponsors, back sponsors, bottom of the jersey sponsors? Like, what are we going to see when it comes to college soccer? Are we going to see some regulation there? Because as of right now, they look exactly like international. They have a patch with their team crest on there. They have the number on the front, the number on the back, jersey number there too. So it's the kind of thing where, are we going to see that become professional soccer uniforms, or are we going to see some more regulations where maybe they only could give out the arm sleeve as a sponsor logo? I don't know. I don't even know if soccer is going to be included in sponsor. I would figure, because why would you not? If your team is the top in the nation, why would you not want to sell off your sponsorship for the arm or even the chest, if that's a possibility? So I guess we'll wait and see when this does get approved, and we'll see what the first teams in the whole nation are going to be when it comes to sponsor patches. And last thing to say, USC guard for women's basketball, Juju Watkins, will be out for the season. She says recovery system is not fast enough for her to get back this year, so she will be gone for the rest of the year. So USC definitely going to struggle without Juju on that court. Games of the weekend, we got college football and hockey. College football, number 3, Miami versus number 18, Florida State. That's Saturday at 4:30 p.m. on ABC. And for hockey, we're number 5, Penn State versus number 14, Arizona State. Both Friday and Saturday games will be on the NHL Network and NHL YouTube. So you really could watch it wherever you want for free. Just check it out. Those should be Friday and Saturday night. All right, guys, that would do for this episode. 180 episodes in the books. We appreciate you guys so much. College hockey is back. I'm really excited. College football is still going, so I'm still excited. We should have one more episode this upcoming week. It should be the pro sports news, so make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe, the bell icon so you're notified when that episode does drop. Plus, we got a recording coming up for NHL preview because NHL is coming back, so I want to get that episode out. So make sure you guys keep an eye out for that episode to drop very, very soon. So we got a lot planned for the channel. So I appreciate you guys so much. Have an awesome rest of your week, and we'll see you guys later.